Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and I am here with the 500 subscriber hop celebration for Cassandra with Crazy Craft Obsession, and I'm combining that with the Mad About Mini paper pads. I have selected this layout of Cassandra's to kind of scrap lift. She asked that we either scrap lift her, use mixed media, or a rainbow theme. So I'm doing two of those, and I'm using my Paige Evans, and it is the brand new collection that she just came out with called Blooming Wild. I had to look. And I love how colorful this is and how versatile it is. There's a lot of florals, obviously, but not so overwhelming that you can't, that you're not just creating with florals. So I love that. So I'm not using any paper from this paper pad, but some of the embellishments. So I've already pulled some out and put it on this piece of acetate. I've got a few pictures that I want to work with. So I've got my papers, my embellishments. I have my pictures, this fun layout by Cassandra. So let's see how this goes. So first things first, the point of Mad About Mini paper pads is to use our smaller paper pads. Normally I try and use my 6x6 paper pads that I've had for a while because that's kind of what I'm using this for. The hop for is to use up things that I've had in my stash and just keep forgetting or not going to. However, all of my paper pads that are not part of a collection are packed. I was supposed to move. The day that I created this was the day I was supposed to move, but they pushed my move date 4 days, but pretty much all my stuff is packed except for a few little bits and pieces. So we are working with the Paige Evans because I wanted to use something I had a small, either a 6x6 or 6x8 paper pad. And so that's what I decided to do. So I'm pulling out colors that work with the rainbow theme. Now the first paper that you see that's got like that triangular grid with the rainbow on it, I am going to cut each of these individual triangles out and use them in a similar sense to how she does on her layout, except mine is not going to go from the pictures to the edge of the paper. It's going to just kind of come from the picture out. So first things first, I trim all of these out, and I am going to add some other little bits and pieces from scraps from this collection, from the 6x8 paper pad, just to add a little extra because I kind of needed some more. So there they are all cut up, and now I'm going to trim my pictures down. I have one 4x6 that is a full picture. I originally wasn't going to cut, but realized there's a bunch of people in the background, so I decided I'd go ahead and cut it down, and it's like a 4x3 3/4, and then the other two are pretty much 3x4. I trimmed a little off of one of them just because it cut kind of funny. So I have those, and I'm matting those in rainbow order. So the first picture is going to be on a pink. The second one I skipped the orange and went to yellow, and then skipped green and went to like a blue. And then I double mat them, and I was going to mat the larger picture on orange, but two things. One, it was going to end up having the orange right behind it, and two, I didn't have an orange that I could pull from the 6x8 paper pad, and I did not want to bust into a 12x12 just to cut a mat for that picture. So I went with black so it would stand out better against all the colors. But I did do green behind the yellow and purple behind the blue. So I've got most of the rainbow colors right there in the picture matting alone. So I'm sticking with the general concept of what she's got going on with her pictures. But like I said, I'm using this smaller paper. There is a 12x12 of the same raid paper, but obviously the whole point is using smaller paper pads. So this works out fine for me. And I was a little nervous at one point, and you might notice when that comes because it was starting to look a little weird. And then by the time I was done faffing around and getting things figured out, I was in love. So I'm still very thrilled with the way things are going right here. The first layer of things goes down really well. And I'm trimming off the end of a lot of these, almost all of them actually, because A, they don't need to disappear. All that paper doesn't need to disappear underneath the picture. And B, some of the pictures were tacked down to where I couldn't tuck them in anymore. So the one over here on the side, I end up using practically the whole ray because I'm covering this space so there's no white gap on the right side of the layout. So I just put this whole triangular ray bit over here in that bluish purple color, and then come down underneath, which is not how hers is. Hers starts up at the top and goes down all the way to the left corner, but I decided I wanted to bring it around because I was not done adding them in. And so then I start up here at the top because I felt like it needed a little more oomph. And after I got a few in there, I started thinking, oh, I don't know if I like this, but a couple of them are tacked down with Nouveau Deluxe, and because they were like really thin and I didn't think I could fit, my adhesive on there. And so I was starting to get a little nervous because I wasn't happy with the way things were turning out. So I fiddle around a little bit here and there. There's weird gaps in places. And so at this point, I'm kind of thinking, I don't know. I'd have to cut into some more paper to get this to, be a little more evened out. I'm going to apologize now. My dog's about to go start barking at the neighbors who are, not the neighbors, maintenance. They are renovating next door. So you're also going to probably start hearing some beating on the daggone wall. So, anywho, so while I am working on tucking all that stuff in, I just continue to add, closing the door. I continue to add like pinks, yellows, and oranges up there in that top corner until I'm happy. And then I'm going to add some embellishments around because I didn't want to add any more going over because I felt like it was going to be not over the top, but just, I don't know, strange. It wasn't going to work for me. So, plus this was using up pretty much all the little bits and pieces, and I pulled things from the paper that I used to map my pictures so that I was just using more of the 6x8 papers instead of pulling any more paper out of this collection. So I'm loving the way that it's turning out. I'm adding embellishments around. I'm putting my title down at the bottom that says Pretty Awesome Friends. This is me and my work bestie. And if you have watched any of my previous videos, I went to Pride Fest here in my hometown a couple of weeks ago, and I started the afternoon out with her there, and then met my daughter later, and then my niece and friends after that. And so I just hung out like half the day over there, which was a lot of fun. But we started the day having some Tom's energy drinks, which helped get through the day because I was tired, and took all these fun pictures, and I won those fabulous green glasses. So I had to document them, of course. So that is it. I had so much fun building this. I'm excited for Cassandra hitting 500 subscribers. She's actually having a giveaway on her YouTube channel. So please go check that out if you are in Australia or New Zealand, because that's where she is. And so that is where people who can sign up or do whatever it is that she needs you to for the giveaway. Now, I forget to put this on the black background that I planned on, so I'm going to come cut back in really quick in just a second and show you that. So please go check out Cassandra and her amazing channel, as well as all the other people hopping around this today to celebrate her, and the Mad About Mini paper pads. Please go check that out too. I love how that turned out on that black. I hope y'all have a great day. I hope you get a chance to do something you love with someone you love, and happy scrapping.